Morris J. Golenbeck, Video 2, Making Journal Entries. Now, before we show how to make the journal entry, you should know that we added 3 accounts to the chart of accounts since the last video. We added bank fees, which is an expense. We added furniture, which is a fixed asset. And we added New York sales income, which is an income account measuring how much money came in from sales inside New York State. And those are the accounts that are on the chart in the chart of accounts now, added to from the previous video. Now, the main report that shows the results of all the transactions, whether they're recorded in the journal or recorded the normal way, is the trial balance. So we're going to open the trial balance and put it up on the icon bar so that we can see the results of the transactions immediately. From the main menu, click Reports. Then in the sub-menu, click Accountant and Taxes. Then on that sub-menu, click Trial Balance, and the window that holds the report, the trial balance, will open. Now, later in the course, we will learn about reports and putting the from date and the to date. But the safest thing to do is click this left pull-down menu and scroll all the way up to all. It's nice if you're working with the trial balance that you show the results of all transactions regardless of date. For convenience, let's just add the trial balance to the icon bar. View, Add Trial Balance to the icon bar, and click OK. Okay. Now, if we want to open the chart of accounts, we click here. However, if we want to open the trial balance, we can just click here. Now, let's explain the relationship between this chart of accounts and this report, which is the trial balance. The chart of accounts is where you create the account and you type in the name of the account with the type. The trial balance is where you see the results of the transactions in the accounts. And there's one very important thing to note. Exactly how you spell the name in the chart of accounts is exactly how the name will be spelled when it shows up in the trial balance when we record our transaction. Here is our first example transaction. Let us imagine on July 1, we received into the bank account $10,000 from a New York State sale. Now, it would not normally be done like this. It is only for example. Right now, all the numbers in the trial balance are 0 because we have not yet entered any transactions into our sample file. However, if we record this transaction in the general journal as if it were a normal journal entry, can you guess which 2 accounts would be recorded in this journal entry? That's right. The 2 accounts are MJG Chase checking account certainly would show up on the trial balance for $10,000, and New York State sales income would show up on the trial balance for $10,000, and these are the 2 accounts involved in our first journal entry. Before we record the transactions, all the numbers are 0 in the trial balance because we have not put anything into the computer as a transaction. To record a journal entry, click Company, Make General Journal Entry. Company, Make General Journal Entry. And the window opens up that allows you to make a journal entry. Now, let us remove this check because usually only an accountant would make this check mark if he or she were entering an adjusting entry as a journal entry. The examples we're entering are actual transactions. The date of the transaction is July 1. So always just click, in order to bring the calendar box, just click the box next to the date. And if it's not the month that you want, click the forward arrow to bring the month that you want. Then simply click the day in the calendar, and the computer will type in the date for you, and you don't have to type in the date each character if you don't want. In this column, we're going to choose the accounts in the transaction. Click directly under the word account into the first row. That brings the arrow. Click onto the arrow to get our chart of accounts that we entered in the previous video. The first account that will get recorded in this transaction is the MJG Chase bank account. So I'm going to click on it, and the computer knows anything entered in this row will affect this account in the chart of accounts. Now, if the bank account is going up, we click once in the debit column and we type in the money amount that is changing that account. Here's the rule. Every time you finish typing in one little field, the keyboard, you should push Tab. Okay. Now, in the next row, click directly under the arrow to move the arrow to the next row, and the computer knows the transaction will balance out. And the other account involved in this transaction is New York State sales income. So here we are on July 1st making a debit to the Chase Bank for $10,000 and a credit to New York State sales income for $10,000. So before we save this transaction, the trial balance is 0. After we save the transaction, you notice the computer automatically recorded $10,000 in the Chase Bank account and $10,000 in the New York State sales income account.